Hey, folks, welcome back after a 3-week break in the podcast. I know you've probably missed us, but we're back. And just to confuse things further, it's Thursday, so I'm already confused. But don't worry, we've got a new
Who's
episode
coming up
for
with
you.
that?
I don't know. The schedule is all out of whack this week, but we've got it. We found a new data friend to introduce and to bring on the podcast. So let's get started with the episode. Reitse, thanks for joining us. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and say
Sure.
hello to the many fans?
Hello, many fans of Finding Data Friends. My name is Reitse
really
Eskens.
bad, wasn't
I am
Continue.
trying to be a data platform consultant at Eskens. Been doing that for 12 and a half years right now.
Just for clarification, have you been a data consultant for the last 12 and a half years, or have you been trying for the past 12 and a half years?
I've been trying for the past 12 and a half years.
Just we got it on record.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll never say I am a fully data platform consultant or whatever. I'm always trying to improve. And therefore, I'm writing blogs as well to share the things I've learned and the mistakes I've made, so other people don't have to. Presenting sessions at conferences. One special conference like New Stars of Data that kicked it all off. Things like that.
Awesome.
I tried to write all the mistakes I made down, but then at some point the internet was full, so I stopped doing that because of too many mistakes.
Ran out of pages.
Run out of internet. There's that.
The internets are full.
Perfect. Yeah. Bad times. Could you imagine?
I could.
Where would I get my cat pictures from?
Well, anyway. I mean, you would still get the old content, and it will probably still take you a couple of, I'm going to say, days or even weeks to get through all the existing cat pictures. So you would be good for like...
How many cat pictures do you think are on the internet?
Yes.
Do we have a data scientist that we can put this to? We need to find a new guest that is... We've already had whale talking. We now need like cat photo counting.
I mean, I may be getting ahead of ourselves here, but who knows? Maybe our current guest's favorite thing data-wise is counting cat pictures on the internet and visualizing that in a bar chart. I don't know. I mean, but again,
okay.
Not trying to put words in mouths here, because that's not what we do. Circling back, Jess, do we have a question for our guest? After 3 weeks, yes. I entirely forgot how all this works.
Did you not write it down? We literally just went through this.
There's that.
Anyway, I've got you, Ben.
Thank you.
The question is what your favorite data feature is. So do you want to share that with us and tell us why it is counting cats on the internet? Or maybe it's not.
The funny thing is, it isn't counting cats on the internet. Oh. I can only apologize.
Cut. New guest.
What are the odds of it not being counting cat pictures? Yeah. I mean...
It was close.
I'm going to break the rules a little bit and tell you about my 2 favorite data things.
That was Ben's surprised face. No one's ever broken the rules on this podcast before.
I know. That's why.
No, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Well, that's my story of my life. So.
All right. Tell us the 2. We'll give you 2.
The first thing is not really a data thing, but it's a data community. All the people coming together, sharing knowledge, being inclusive, accepting each other. That's really the most favorite data thing there is, in my opinion. But that's not the answer to your question. So for your question, my favorite data thing is the one I started out with. And that's just plain old SQL Server. The old one from 2008 until 2022. It's fun. It's working with data, making it work, making it perform, trying out all the new stuff. In the end, that's my most favorite thing, even though an increasing part of my work is moving to Microsoft Fabric and the other data tools on Azure. I still really, really like SQL Server.
That's good.
From time to time, it is just refreshing working with a tool that has a security layer. So, burn.
Seriously. But this time we know what SQL Server is. Last week it was like ML and Ops and some AI and something else, and there was a lot
that
of
was
letters.
3 weeks ago and not last week. But anyways,
right, that's what I said. 3 weeks.
Yeah. Also, I have to say I love that how what's your favorite data feature? I'm going to give you two answers, but one of them isn't even a data thing. So
Just
now
like
Confuse people.
I'm now slightly confused if the rules have even been broken. So and
okay.
by
We'll have to review that.
And by giving SQL Server as the answer, even if rules were broken, all wounds are healed. Because yes,
you are forgiven.
very much, especially by the two of us, because I think this is like the 3 people out of 5 in the world that still appreciate SQL Server over all these modern. No, okay. There's so many people out there that still know what's good.
Isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
It
Just
always
might not
works.
be the most shiniest thing right now, but it's still there doing the work, getting stuff done.
Yep.
That's the thing. As with many of those things that have been around for honestly decades, yes, feature cadence will get less. But then again, if you look at all the things that happened in 2022, from licensing with pay-as-you-go pricing up to all these new features like query optimizations and all that, there's still a ton of stuff happening there. So
yeah, for sure.
I assume when you say SQL Server, you mainly mean engine features, so core SQL Server, or
yeah, I've been playing around a little bit with integration services and stuff like that, but
Ben's favorite.
I mean, I was going to say if you had said analysis services or integration service, that would have been worth some bonus points. But sure,
there you go.
I'm sorry,
Do you have a
I
sound
hardly
effect
ever
for like
touch
a
analysis services, and people don't even let me near anything called reporting.
Yeah. I was just talking to someone this week about like designing things for end users, and like I'm very much able to make something work, but it will be ugly as you like. Like I can't make it look pretty and have all this nice visualizations that show you exactly what you need. It's literally like just a table or something.
I'm going to say design follows function. So as nice as all these pretty and fancy reports are,
exactly,
as long as I'm getting the information I need, and as long as I'm able to drive the insights I need to drive off that information or data, I think that is like at least 80% of the way. Yes, making it look nice and not just nice and pretty, but also making it accessible to people. That is an important part. But the nicest and most accessible report doesn't help me if all the data in it is wrong. Just putting that out there.
This is true.
That should be a sticker.
If only we knew someone who made stickers.
Better ugly than inaccurate. That's the sticker.
Yes, love it.
I'd
put that on my laptop.
Challenge accepted. I'm gonna have that made. I
was gonna say see you at a conference, but it was gonna be in the past, so maybe I'll see you.
No, I'm gonna bring it to Grillen because I obviously can't bring it to Bits because we've all been at Bits last week. But
that's right.
Bits was great.
Sure was. What a time we had.
I don't remember a thing.
That's how good your time was, Ben.
If you don't remember it, you haven't been there, or you recorded the pod. Anyways,
I'll tell you what. I'll jog your memory about it next week.
Next week, as what?
Yes, you broke Ben.
I'm wondering which next week we're talking about. This is also confusing. Anyways, since we're digressing further and further into time travel and sticker production, which are both very exciting and important topics, don't get me wrong.
Very true, very true.
When you're not trying to be a consultant and when you're not having fun with the SQL engine, do you have, I maybe see a hint right behind you, who knows, but do you have a favorite non-data thingy?
I have multiple favorite
non-data. No.
There go the rules again. Just throw them out the window.
I broke it again. Oh no. Okay. All right. I'll choose my most favorite one, and it's not the piano standing behind me. I'm sorry. When I was younger, say beginning of the 2000s, I was quite active in speed skating, which is the speed skating on an ice rink of 400 meters and not the short track rinks. I had a lot of fun there, and at some point I thought, well, let's volunteer there. And I got involved into timekeeping of these races. At first, just skating races myself and timekeeping when I wasn't racing. And in the last 15 years, that balance went from I'm timekeeping most of the races and not skating myself at all anymore. But it's one of the most favorite things to do, being involved in organizing the races, making sure every rider gets the correct final time, because sometimes technology doesn't work or fails or whatever.
What are you saying?
Yeah.
I don't like the implications of that.
No, but
That's
well,
awesome.
it happens. It's all electronics, it's all computers, it's all little cables, and sometimes they break. And in the end, our goal is to make sure every rider has the correct final time for the race they've done, because speed skating is all about your final time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the most favorite things to do, and it's not just on my well, let's call it local track in the Netherlands, but since 2009, I think I've been involved in international races as well, going to World Championships, World Cups, etc., all over Europe.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's
That's
really
super
fun to
cool.
do.
The speed skating is one of those Olympic sports that I watch, and I just don't understand how it works because I can't ice skate slowly. I just don't understand how they go so fast, especially like around the corners, right? Like,
Yep.
just
But have you tried just doing it faster? Maybe your mistake is doing it too slow, Jazz.
you're
It's
right.
like if you're riding a bike too slow, it will just tip over. Maybe it's
Smart,
the same
smart. Okay,
thing.
okay, great. I'll try that. Also, don't the blades like come off? Like they're only attached on like the front or something, so
Yeah,
they
that's correct.
like just they also just look like weapons.
They are.
But
I had one
yeah,
of my
interesting.
blades break off my shoe once, and it went flying through the ice rink like somebody let loose a katana. And people had
Perfect.
to get out of the way to not get hurt by it, because they are
Yeah,
really, really sharp.
yeah, I'm
You
sure.
can cut paper with them if you want.
Jeez. Yeah,
So
crazy.
it does have its dangers, but it's fun as well. And especially the
Yeah,
feeling when you're going through a corner at high speed, it's amazing.
yeah. I think the Netherlands have always been good at speed skating too, right? Like it's
Yep.
got to be one of your top Olympic medal sports. I would guess.
Yeah, I mean, they have no mountains, so it's all flat, so it's just
Yep.
easier to be
Yeah.
fast, I guess. I mean, I apparently have no idea what I'm talking about. Do you think we could still convince you to play the piano on the on the not New Stars, on the
Oh
Finding
boy.
Data Friends big band?
The big band. Who else is in this big band?
Oh, so many people at this point. Olivier is
Yeah, we've
playing
got.
the saxophone, if I remember
Yep.
correctly.
Yep. We got some
We
singers.
we have Hugo singing. I'm going to say Lisa was playing the cello.
We had an oboe. Just
We had an oboe, Wolfgang, yes.
Wolfgang. Yep.
I mean, that was
Yeah,
3 weeks ago. So,
yeah, it's a long time ago. I've forgotten that already. I
and
think.
there
I
were a
think we
bunch more,
need.
but that's the thing. We're at episode 54, so I do not remember every single instrument, but there's,
I think we should probably start keeping track of this
we
because when we
should.
get to the reunion episode, we don't want to miss one of our instruments or one of our singers. You know.
And we don't want to have like 3 pianos standing there just because we didn't,
True.
you know.
Yeah, and more importantly, we should keep track of people's favorite food and what they're feeding us because we don't want to miss any of those. You know.
There's that. I was going to ask how many calories you burn doing speed skating as a segue, but yours
Oh,
was also
amazing
pretty good.
segue. Yeah. The
Oh, you
problem
burn a
with
lot
us.
of calories. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Well, so once you've burnt all these calories, what is your favorite way of replenishing them? And what will we eat? We are
I
hungry
should come up
too.
with something healthy, I know, but
It's
my
not a
favorite
requirement.
way to do that is plain old chocolate.
Great.
And
I'm on board.
stay clear of the Dutch chocolate, because it's really thin and milky, and well, if you're lucky, there's any taste. So what I really want to do one time is with Daniel Hoedmacher, do a comparison of Belgian and Swiss chocolate and see which one is better.
Mm, yes.
I know his answer, but let's see what.
We'll have
Well,
like
the
a
thing is,
blind taste testing of
Yeah,
chocolates and from different countries, and then you have to rate them.
yeah,
Can we do this at Grillin?
sounds like a
yes,
plan.
we can. And so what I'm thinking is basically what we would need to do is we would need to bring someone from Belgium and Daniel, and they bring their chocolate, and because the thing is they're clearly biased. So having them judge that there is no point.
Well, right. We are the testers.
Exactly.
Already one step ahead of the.
We are volunteering. We're stepping up as tributes here.
And to be honest, anyone from any country apart from America are welcome to bring their chocolate to us, and we'll test it blind and then rate it.
I mean, if someone from America brings their chocolate, we will also taste it blind because you kind of get blind after eating it.
Yeah. Seems like a plan for grilling. Yeah. This is a call for the community. Write in the comments who's bringing chocolate.
Yeah. I will reach out to Benny and Daniel just to be sure. Danny.
Great.
Danny. I mean, that also works because Daniel and Benny together get Danny. So Danny, if both of you are watching, bring some chocolate. But anybody else also bring chocolate. As long as it's delicious.
Perfect. Yes. Great.
We will not put it on the grill. Please also make sure to bring enough chocolate for 250 people. Please also make sure that only we get it.
Smart. We will make sure to distribute it to the people if we have enough. We'll just do some checks.
We're kind of like a chocolate trust fund.
Perfect.
I like that. I mean, we're very trustable people.
You're trustworthy, I think.
Right? Yeah, I think so.
I mean, Anyways, it is time to grab some chocolates because it is still a couple of weeks until grilling, which will be another week where there will be no episode. Just spoiler alert.
Let's remember that. Maybe we should do a live episode, Ben.
Maybe we should not.
No, that's a terrible idea.
We should not. We really should not. Because the thing is, how would we do a live episode without the octopus?
It's true. I could bring it.
You could bring a live octopus.
Stuck it under my arm. Do you think it's a weapon? I can't bring it on a plane.
Oh, yes. It doesn't look like it is something that you would easily just, I mean, yes, it's movable.
Well, watch, look.
All right. How about that?
Anyway.
Daniel and Benny bring the chocolate. Everybody else bring the chocolate. You bring the octopus, and then we can still decide on short notice if we're actually going to have an episode if you just brought the octopus for nothing.
Great. I see no way this goes wrong.
How could it? How would it? Why would it? And anyways, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so glad we were really focusing exclusively on the 3 important questions on this show. Never digressed a single. That has never happened before.
Nope.
Thank you, Jess.
We'll keep trying.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. And we see you all, not in 7, but in 8 days, because today is Thursday. Next week, we're going to be back on Friday.
Crushed it, mate.
I don't know how we're doing it. But
it's my fault. I always mess things up.
It is not your fault, because it is not your fault that tomorrow is Easter. Unless you're taking credit for that, in which case I would be slightly confused. But at this point, you banned so many rules that I would probably go ahead and allow it. Anyways, see you all next week. Bye.
Bye, folks.